Who that?
Hey, he that. We that.
Who that? Who that? Who
Hey.
that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who that? Who?
Hey. Hi, you
Hey,
guys.
you guys. What's up?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, ladies.
How y'all doing?
How y'all hoes doing? I
Hey,
mean,
y'all.
how are
Welcome
y'all
into the
pretty
world.
ladies doing?
Oh my God.
You guys have entered another edition of Melanin Not Included, where you get your daily dose of Black culture from Blonde Roots. As always, I am somebody new, so today I am Poison Cree.
Hello, hi, it is I, Gab Galore.
Yeah, I'm the same person every week. Okay. I'm the same person every week. Hi, everyone, my beautiful spiritual beings. I am Brittani Bentayga. How is everyone out there in virtual land?
And you guys, I am functioning cute today. I
You
am
better
there.
be. We can't have no more of that.
Ooh, because we ain't even going to talk about
Whew.
Let's not even bring it up. Moving on. Moving on.
Because last week we discussed friendship, and one of our friends here had a little.
She had a
So
lot
it
of
was
technical
a
difficulties.
malfunctioning episode.
She did. Turn
It's
your
all
camera
right.
to the side, Q.
Then, okay. Okay. Oh,
Okay.
I think
See?
I did something ratchet, y'all. Hold on.
Here we go again, y'all. Round two. Anyway, while she get her life together,
Oh,
following up on friendship, y'all so silly. Following up on friendship, today we're gonna dive into it from the female perspective directly, because I mean we're women, so why not?
yeah.
We're gonna go with girl code.
Girl
Everybody's
code.
familiar with bro code and the guy code, and women also have a code too. We have the girl code. Um, what do you guys think about that?
I think there's always like a code of conduct that you have that you honor with your friends. Like,
Yeah.
before I want to say, I feel like girl code, if you're a good person, it can apply to strangers, but girl code usually applies to your homegirls, your girls, your friends, your
Your squad,
your
your
squad,
ace, boom
your
coons,
aces, your dogs, your
your clique,
bitches,
your crew, my
Mm-hmm.
dogs,
them.
my crew, set rules, set laws, girl
What?
code. Let's
There's levels to this ish. Mm.
all right, so we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about girl code today. What is it? How do you apply it? Is the rules being played today appropriately? Let's jump right into it. Gabby,
Hmm.
you tell me, what are your views on girl code?
So I haven't really thought much into girl code, right? Because I intentionally am a good person to all. So every rule that would apply to girl code, I kind of just subconsciously follow it, you know. So no one ever really discussed this with me. Like, when did y'all learn there was a code? Because I also grew up with a lot of guys too,
Me
and
too.
I kind of was a boy until I hit puberty, you know. So I don't ever remember like having like a discussion. It just kind of just seemed like the right thing to do, especially like you said with your girls. Like, you go out with your girls, y'all stay together, you go to the bathroom together, you know, things like that. I didn't really think too much about, but hearing it from other people's perspective, that's part of the code. So did y'all like know that from jump, or did someone introduce it to you as the code?
I never
Mm,
had like a
Really? No.
formal, I didn't have like a formal conversation about it. I knew it was
yeah.
called girl code. I
Mm-hmm.
think when I think it was like one of those situational things that would happen. Something would happen there, and then somebody would be like, that goes against girl code. Like, it's just common decency and respect that you give to women that you call yourself cool with. Or
Mm-hmm.
and I even would extend it to women that I know of. Like,
Mm-hmm.
don't talk to a girl's ex, even if that is her associate, even if that is your associate and you don't know her. Y'all were in the same circle. You know her enough
Yeah.
to know that that was her dude. Y'all were, y'all seen these two together. I wouldn't do it, but I know that there's a lot of women who were like, girl, I don't know her like that. I mean, she was around, but we weren't cool like that. Like, I know of her, but she ain't my friend.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like girl code is really up to interpretation.
Okay,
A
that's
lot of
fair.
ways.
That's fair.
For
What
me,
tips you?
same thing. Nobody never sat down and said, okay, this is the rules for girl code. It was kind of like learn as you go, like growing up. For the first time when you go out with your friends, they make sure you stay together. Who you leave with, who you come with is who you leave with. When you go to the bathroom, make sure you have a buddy with you. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. If your friend gone too long, somebody go try to find her. Stuff like that. When it comes to like what you said, Brittany, don't date the ex. I feel like if I know her in some sort of way, a conversation can be had with that. Hey, such and such is feeling me. I'm feeling him. You cool? Yes or no? Now how she take it is how she take it. But when it comes to dating and love and all that stuff, you can't really control who you love and who you fall in love with. But if you handle it appropriately, I think it'll be okay. Because if they're broken up and she's over it and she's moved on, I don't see what the problem is if you feeling him and he feeling you. But that's just
I kind of say that as a cautionary tale because I know what it's like to break that, and I lost a friend over it. It was a guy that I was talking to. Well, she was talking to this guy in high school. It was never really that. It was like that high school kind of crush. She liked him, but they never really did anything outside of, what do you call it, first base? But
yeah.
but never really did anything outside of that. So like 3-4 years later, I met up with that same guy in college, and we had grown up. This was when we were in the 10th grade, like when we were 16, like we 20, 19, 21 in college, and we just started looking at each other different. And I remember talking to my homegirl about this at the time. Like, okay, I try to do right by the code. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tried to be like, so and so, like looking at me, I'm looking at him. I know y'all used to talk back in the day, but it wasn't, to my knowledge, anything heavy. But she still felt a way about me talking. Funny enough, he didn't value what they had like she did, because if I asked him the same thing, and his first thing was like, well, did I smash her? And I'm like, no, fool, you did. He was like, then I don't really remember. And I even tried to tell her that, but to her it kind of came across as me trying to make excuses. And and I was really doing good by not talking to him. But he was one of them dudes that used to hang, them dudes that used to hang out at the campus, might as well go to the school. He might as well enroll.
Out here.
You don't
He
even
was an
know
honorary
here.
student.
But he was always up there at the school. Literally next semester, I think he ended up enrolling. He might as well have. I mean, you were up there with you and your homies all the time. But literally, I remember literally like one night I was hanging out with this guy, and we were gonna smash or whatever, and it didn't happen. Like he couldn't. I don't know what bro problem was. It wasn't working, and so I ended up putting him out of my dorm room, because if you're not about to perform, you got to go ahead and get on up out of my dorm room so I can reevaluate some things, make some moves. Like, because you're not gonna lay in my bed and did nothing happen.
We ain't
I'm
doing that.
trying to keep this as G-rated as possible, because there's a couple of things that I want to say. But
I think I'm sorry.
I know you're good. I'm gonna wrap it up. In my heat of the moment of being upset, I text him and I was like, all right, okay, where he at? And he was like, he across the street. And I'm like, oh, okay. How fast do you get here? He was like, about 5 minutes. I should have never texted him.
Yeah.
But I ended up texting him, and we ended up,
Doing what grown people
Doing
do.
what he do. She.
and I
I
don't
mean,
know how she found out, to tell you the truth. Honestly, a lot of people from my high school went to our college, to the college that I went to. So I don't even know how sis knew. I didn't even get a chance to tell her. All of a sudden, she just started acting funny around me and distancing herself. So I feel bad that somebody else got to her before I did. And I think that's also what made it worse, because I didn't even get a chance to before she found out. And she never
Yeah.
really even told me that that was her issue, which is another thing. I'm very direct. This is what you did to me. I know that this happened, but she just kind of stepped off. So I guess that's why that was a one and done for me. I haven't done that since, because even though you do feel some sort of way about them, if your friend is adamant on don't because she does, I think for future references, I would always choose the friendship over,
over the guy.
over the guy. And we ain't even talking now, so it wasn't even worth it.
I think it depends on the extent of the relationship. I don't know. Like, I do agree that it should always be a conversation had. Um, I don't know. Some women, they don't really care. Like me personally, I don't give a damn.
Me.
Like,
I don't think I care either.
I
When
don't
it comes
care.
to like
But
exes, whatever.
once I'm done dating a guy, he's free
Yeah,
date.
like, when I'm done,
even
I'm
if I
done.
feel some type of way about him, I can't be mad at whomever he chooses to lay with, because I'm
Exactly.
not with him. So
Exactly.
even if it's
Exactly.
somebody that I know, I'ma just have to take that L, because I chose not to be with him, or he does not want to be with me. And as mad as I want to be, I can't live my life upset that the next person don't want me, that or whoever is with somebody. I think that's a waste of energy personally.
I think for me, it depends on the ex. Like,
Yeah,
I got an
it
ex that I
depends.
was
Yeah,
with.
it also
I had an
depends
ex
on
that I was
the
with for 10 years. And if I see any of you hoes talking to him, I will fuck y'all up. Period. And I
Listen,
said what I said.
like I said, it depends
So,
on the relationship with both people, because
Mhm.
just listening to your story, had it been me, I wouldn't feel bad that she stopped
Yeah.
talking to me,
honestly, because it
because
was in high school. Like, it shouldn't have.
like all the factors you said, it was in high school. He didn't even value that shit enough to remember who she was. It's not like they had sex, so it wasn't anything that was physically connecting them. It's just a little crush. And a lot of people like to want to feel like the victim or attacked or offended,
Mhm.
just because we're conditioned to think that's how you're supposed to react. But
Mhm.
honestly, like you said, this is 4 years later. Who you are at 16 and who you are at 20 is two totally
It's two
different
totally
people.
different people.
And
Mhm.
you did go to her and you did do the right thing by the code, but she still decided to take it some type of way. That's on her. You can't control other people's reaction. The only thing you can do is control how you handle the situation. That's it.
Can I
And you
interject?
did it the right way.
I did. I tried,
You
girl.
did.
He
You
was
can't blame
fine. He
yourself
still
for
is. I'll be
that.
lurking on
No.
his Facebook and his IG. The
And
motherfucker's still fine.
to be
So,
quite honest, it didn't even sound like y'all was that close of a friend.
no, we were close. That was one of my good friends. Nah, we was
I'm no,
close.
I'm talking
I
about
was thinking the same thing too. You didn't describe her as like a close
As a
friend.
close friend,
yeah.
Oh,
yes.
well, I was just trying to like not put a whole bunch of into the scenario, but no, I consider her one of my close friends.
Okay.
Okay, so will we consider this scenario kind of like the gray area?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I really tried not to like him. I
Mhm.
tried not to
How's that
smash
going
him.
for you?
I tried. I don't know. He kept coming at my neck. Y'all know how when somebody keep coming at you, like,
Persistent. He was persistent.
he was very persistent, and
And
he hung out with
you
my
were there.
circle of friends at the time. Like, he was always around. It was not one of them situations where I seen this fool in passing. He hung out with the male friends that I hung out with. I saw him all time. It was unavoidable. I'm making so many excuses, but in my mind,
He was just always there.
he
Yeah.
was just
He was
always
there. I
around,
couldn't
girl.
move him. I
No,
didn't
one
know
day
what
I
to
just
do.
happened to say, you know what? Let me just go ahead and handle that.
Girl. I mean, he was fine, then he found out. I'm gonna keep saying it. But yeah,
But
I don't
anyway,
know.
I mean, it
But
happened.
that is, it's a gray area. It's a gray area.
So y'all heard about the whole, pardon me if I say her name wrong, the girl from not Loving Hip Hop, Jesus, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Portia. She is
Mm-hmm.
now engaged to not only her ex-fiance and baby father's business partner, but one of her close one of her friends' husbands. I don't know if they're close friends or
No, they were like castmates.
Yeah,
okay. So they were like
they
maybe
know
on
of
the
each
show.
other.
They know of
Yeah.
each other. But
Mm-hmm.
obviously her ex-fiance and the father of her child works with this man,
Mm-hmm.
and she probably got close with the other woman because you know how couples
Yeah,
do
people
with
circle.
business.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you end up dating the other woman's man. Like how does the situation look with the friendship with you and the girl, and then also with your husband and his business partner? I guess that's kind of guy code. That ain't really what we're talking about. But do you think Portia's situation was the gray area too?
I don't know, because if you look at how Dennis is reacting to the situation, bruh knows something that we don't, because
That's her ex-fiance, right?
that's her
Because
ex-fiance.
he had
He's taking pictures with the dude. He don't seem like he has a visible problem with the situation, which makes you wonder, why isn't he upset about it? Like, why isn't he bothered or publicly bothered about his BM that he was gonna marry,
Mm-hmm.
engaged to his business partner? That doesn't seem like it bothers him. Like,
yeah.
maybe it bothered him and he got over it. But I feel like in that situation, he probably feels like, he about to find out what I already know. Like, I look at that. Like, I look at, why isn't he? Because if I had a dude that we were about to get married and I was talking to his business partner, I don't think I'd be alive anymore. I don't think you would see me on this screen anymore. I think I would cease to exist, because of the type of men that I talk to, not because they psycho, they just don't say that shit. Two, I just
Psycho
feel
to me.
like I just wouldn't have touched that situation with a 10-foot pole. One, because I don't want to, even if me and my baby dad aren't seeing eye to eye, I wouldn't want to embarrass him on that level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think that probably just goes to show either her lack of respect for him, that they just don't like each other to that degree that she don't give a damn how he acts, or it could be the opposite, that maybe they've sat down and they had the
And
most
talked about
Yeah,
it.
maybe
mature
they talked about it.
conversation behind
Yeah,
closed
it could be.
doors, and everyone is okay because, again, feelings change. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we really don't know. And they're not going to tell the full story. Why? Because it makes them more money for people to try to come up with their own conclusion. Because now
Mhm.
it's drawing
It's
attention
telling the
to
story.
the brand, to the story, to them. So I think it's a mix of, everybody truly do know what's going on, and like I said, it's either so messy that just nobody give a damn, or it's so mature, or it could be totally fabricated for TV. Like, I don't know. I don't even watch the show, so I'm just
Yeah,
Me
me.
too.
basing
I
my
mean,
answer purely on what I only heard and what I only read.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how she is as a person. I've never followed up on the show to see her character or demeanor, to see if she's chasing a bag, if she's somebody who's love hungry, if I don't know what her story is, so I can't tell you. And as far as him, men handle their emotions differently. So he may be hurt, but he might do all his crying behind closed doors. So,
Yeah.
probably for the basis of the check, he like, yeah, I'll smile and take a picture with this nigga for a bag. But deep down, I'm sorry, I'm just assuming that's what he would say. I'm not saying it, but I'm assuming that's what he would say. I had to catch myself. But I'm I'm saying that he may be inclined to be more participant due to the monetary gain he stands to behind all of this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, that could be it too. I don't know.
Everybody has a different way. I guess from because I don't know her life. Like I've watched the show. I watched the show, but that's still only a public persona of a person. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I can't really say. I can only say for me, I stay clear of messy shit like that. Like I'm like, ooh, this sounds like this would be
Drama.
Yeah.
like this doesn't sound like something that I would want to be involved in.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm gonna tell you something, right? I had a situation where I had a friend, and he was a guy, and I knew that he liked me, but I knew his girl as well, right? And him and the girl, they broke up. But they did share children together in the whole nine. And at the time, I didn't have kids, so that wasn't even gonna work for me anyway. Because one, I didn't date men who had children because I ain't have none. But two, because even though I knew him first, I still knew her, and I gained a relationship with her
Mm-hmm.
and the children. And so for me, that was then like a piece of girl code. That I was kind of like, I ain't touching that at all. Like, I'm good with her and I love those kids. I don't want to, cross anything that was too messy for me. Like, you know what I mean? I'm kind of like, nah.
Yeah.
But me, I'm kind of universal. I wouldn't mess with any woman's man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, period. If I know, like I'm married now, but just take that off the table. Just me as a woman. If I know a dude has a woman, I wouldn't mess with him just because
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a female. And if I'm in a relationship, especially a marriage, I don't want no woman messing with my husband. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't messing with no dude. If I know you got a girl, baby mama that you still in and out of the bed with, a wife, a fiance, anything like that, I'm not messing with you. Period. Because I respect that woman.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want,
And I don't like sharing.
yeah, and ideally, I want women to respect me. Like, if they see my husband, oh, you married, and walk the fuck away. Don't be trying to still talk to him and throw yourself at him because he's married. Like, it's not even a. I know I'm an all is fair in love and war, but once you get married, kind of like that's crossing the line. So, especially people who mess with husbands and wives and stuff like that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I try not to judge because I try not to judge nobody. I ain't perfect, but I can't find myself respecting that characteristic about somebody. Just because now, especially me being in the situation, like, yo, come on, like, just in general, treat me the way you want to be treated, because I'm gonna do the same in general, as a rule of respect.
And
Right.
I believe in karma, and I
Yeah,
believe in how
yeah,
you get them is
yeah.
how you lose them.
Mm-hmm.
How you get them is how you lose them. I've seen it so many times with people going into a relationship on some shade because I feel like that about my last relationship. I feel like sis wanted my ex so bad that she didn't care who she had to talk to, troll, make herself known to. She didn't give a damn about none of
Ruthless.
that. And I just let her have him because I feel like how you get somebody is how you lose them. How if you enter in a situation under shady pretenses,
Yeah,
that's pretty much the premise of your entire
that's
relationship.
the foundation.
That
Yeah.
is the foundation of your relationship. So I believe in karma and energy too much to operate that way. It's just never that deep to me to talk to somebody who's still tied up with someone else. One, I feel like they'll never be yours in its entirety anyway. Bringing it back to the Portia situation, I feel like sometimes you have to look at that man's intentions as well. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why would he talk to that girl's castmate? Like, is it a dig? Was it a jab at this woman? Like, I'm gonna go talk to a female that you know. Like, you got to look at people's intentions. Like, she could be so willing to be in love with somebody to where you're not really clear on why he chose you in the first place.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to look at that kind of stuff.
Now, I'm going to play devil's advocate though, because there
You
are
should put the
some.
rest of your head in the camera.
First of all, you made me pick up the phone. The phone was chilling. It was vibing. It wasn't bothering nobody. It was in a chill mode. You told me to pick it up. I felt better that way. I could see y'all see me when the phone was sitting down. Okay? But you,
Idiot, bro.
Go ahead and play devil's advocate, sis. You
God
got
damn it. But into him,
it.
sometimes, I don't know, like some people you can't, maybe they just genuinely fell for each other. Maybe being around each other by being on the same show or seeing each other by being that by you know him and the other the husband, ex-husband, baby daddy, whatever he is, working together. They being around each other, they probably just genuinely clicked. There
That
could
is
have
that's a
just
possibility.
genuinely been a connection. Like sometimes, and come on, y'all are more into the whole spiritual thing than I am. But sometimes people's spirits or vibes or souls or whatever it connects. You
Energies.
your energies. Boom. Like it.
Boom.
Yeah.
But no,
They
I look at it a different way. I get what you're saying, but I feel like it we could connect all day, but it's too much mess around you, bruh.
see me. And then again, like I said, I'm the person, I don't care. Like, I'm not finna sit back. I'm not gonna block. Listen, this could be the love of your life. This could be your soulmate. I'm not finna stand in the middle of your soul. Brittany, you want my baby daddy?
I might. I
I,
might.
you can have them.
I might. I
I'm not
might.
gonna stand
I
in the middle
might.
of love. Okay? I'm just saying.
Giving her baby daddy away. I'm good.
Free baby daddy. So cute. Let me ask you this. What can you name a situation maybe you've been in or a scenario that you would consider as breaking or going against girl code?
Hmm.
Have I ever broken girl code?
I mean, are we talking as far as talking with someone's ex or as simple as
Any
Whatever
way
you
that you
leaving
think,
them?
want
whatever
girl
you
code,
I
think.
friend, like you are making it.
I done left a female in the club for some, you know, the
Oh,
dude,
okay.
the dude
I've
was
done that.
like,
I done left my homegirl
yeah,
downstairs
dude
to
was like, I
eh,
need you to come on over so we could, and I was like, I love y'all, but
Deuces.
it got to go. It's calling me. So I mean, that's kind of going against the grain, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Because you didn't leave with the pack that you came with.
yeah, I kind of.
Okay.
there was a situation where um I went out with a homegirl, Cree and I went out with a girl. We were showing her around Atlanta and we took her to the bar and there was a group of niggas there. This is when Creesha was in full British accent mode. She had them niggas believing that she was from the fucking UK. And the fact that they believed her,
Oh,
and
darling.
this is when I
Hold
told
on.
these
It was
niggas that I was Russian and German, and they
Russian and
believed
German.
that.
well, they thought she was from Russia and they thought I was from England.
Yep.
And I did this the entire night. So it was like they really believed me because they wouldn't leave us alone, right? So I had to do something to make them believe that I wasn't even from here. And I wasn't going to be here long. So I was like, I don't really know what you're saying. I don't really understand American English. I'm sorry. Like, it was,
But it sounds so Mary Poppins.
girl, they was like, where you from? I was like, I'm from Liverpool.
I cannot.
Bro,
Yeah.
seriously?
Literally, so she, you know, she left with these niggas. Like she left with them. They weren't even fine. Like I can understand if sis left with like a pack of sexy ass
Like a young lady.
situations.
A snack
These were
pack.
some old Caribbean niggas. So I was like,
Sheesh.
I mean, sis, it should never be that deep. We was looking at sis like, are you sure? You sure you want to go with granddaddy and his crew? Like, if you're gonna take an L like that, take a good one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a W if they fine. Like, if you want to be a G freak, at least, you know what I'm saying, get G by the basketball team instead
Oh
of
my
the
God.
AARP club. I was just saying. Like,
Girl.
it might as well be the football team instead of like the baby boomer squad.
For me, it was just more so concerned about her safety because
Yeah.
Well, of course,
Yeah.
her
Of
safety.
course.
And
so
like I said,
no,
take the right type
honestly,
of L.
that's where I stand in line. Like I said, I drove and I brought everyone, so I felt like it was my responsibility to make it sure everybody got home, right?
Mhm.
So when she decided that she wanted to stay and go to a second party with them, I was just like, "Are you sure?" She was like, "Yeah, I'm sure. I'm good." I was like, "Okay, just text me, call me for anything, let me know because at the drop of a dime, just are you sure?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'm sure." So it was kind of like I felt like I broke the girl code by leaving her, even though I know I didn't because she still made a choice to stay. Um, that's one of those situations where, like you said, for me, I took it as gray area because if you want to stay and if your friend wants to do something, then
I mean, she
It
can
that
do
was
depends on
what
something.
your
you can
level of
It's
do.
not. She's
friendship.
not a child.
Yeah,
She's
Yeah.
grown.
like
That's
she
the
wasn't
thing
a
too.
child.
And
Like,
we
this is a grown ass
Yeah, and
woman.
she made,
Like,
she made a
she
sound
made
decision. She
her
felt safe,
decision.
so I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
again, y'all can say that, but if y'all three was at the club and y'all wanted to go leave with some old Jamaican niggas, guess what? Y'all not fucking going. And I said
But
what I
it
said
also, I
again.
mean,
But
it
again, it
depends on the
depends on
extent of the friendship as
yeah, like
well.
we
Like,
have that friendship
that
and
was
that
just
dynamic
somebody,
with
like,
each
maybe this
other.
was something she did on the regular. You know what I'm saying? That's her. You know me. I know you. You know me. I know your mama. I know your mama, your mama,
Yeah,
your mama.
exactly.
Like,
Like
y'all,
we
I
three
had proof.
go deep,
You
deep like
listen,
that.
one
So
thing about it, y'all ain't gonna be able to tell Corona nothing.
let me tell you something. Cindy and Corona already look at me as the mama, so they gonna come at
I'm
my
dead.
neck if a hair is out of place on either one of
Who
y'all.
I'm not trying to deal with I'm not trying to deal with Nichelle, and I damn sure ain't trying to deal with Luther. Okay?
Luther.
No.
Yeah, that's the one you gotta worry about.
Nope. Nope. No.
That's the one you gotta worry about, my daddy.
Nuh-uh.
And then I feel like with Gail, she ain't got that red hair
Right.
for nothing. Red hair
Oh man, listen.
Poppington.
We gonna leave
I
Gail out of this.
No, listen, let me tell you something. Gail, I feel like Gail don't take flights, but for that one,
She might.
y'all remember Hurricane Gail? Oh, okay. Okay. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So yeah,
So anyway,
it depends.
but it depends. Like we didn't really know her like that, but at the same time, so it's like we kind of had to trust her own judgment for
Mm-hmm.
herself because
Mm.
you know I can't really tell you what to do. I don't know anything about you to an extent to
Mm-hmm.
be able to confidently just get in on your decisions in your business the way that I would for you or you or you. You know what I mean? Like I feel the same way with you. If it was any one of y'all, I mean, I don't care how much you want to go, bitch. You can do this. You could go to sleep and
I'm gonna
dream
be
that you
dragging
win.
your ass how Charles dragged Helen out that house. Drag her, okay? That damn play with me.
opening y'all face like this the kind of L you want to take? These some old ugly niggas. Like if you gon' listen.
I wouldn't care if they was cute. You ain't going.
You ain't going.
Ain't going, and that's
I wouldn't
that.
care. You know what? I'm gonna tell you behind the camera because I wouldn't care if his name was. You know what his name would be?
We all know what
Oh my God.
I wouldn't care if the hairstyle, but you know his hairstyle would be.
Oh my God!
I'm telling you that.
It's always that nigga with that name, boy.
I'm telling you. So even if it was that name with that hair, with that lifestyle, the answer is no. You're not going.
No, we would have to
You
go
better
back
get his
and forth
phone
a
number
little
and
bit.
catch him.
We would
You
have to
better get
go
his
back
phone
and
number
forth a
and
little
tell him
bit.
come holler at you at your house because that's where you fin to be dropped off.
Tell him to follow us.
Nuh-uh, he can't even follow me if I'm driving. Nuh-uh, he better pull up 10 minutes after I leave.
Okay.
We would have to argue about that, though. You know how
That's
I
okay.
kind of
Listen,
Not
we be
argue about
arguing
it.
on the way to your house. Cause you be getting in the car.
You gonna
Period.
be mad. You gonna be mad. You gonna be real
You gonna
mad.
be mad. I'm gonna be all types of names. And that's
Anything but a
okay.
child of God.
That's okay. I'ma still love you. You go be mad. I'm gonna get his phone number. At least I'm gonna let you get his number. You can call him and hook up with him later. You just not finna do it right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See, that's fair. Ain't that? I think that's fair. Isn't that fair?
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
mean,
Fair
yeah,
enough.
considering my toxic history with men with that particular name, I say it's pretty fair.
He who shall not. We gonna say his name.
He who
Baltimore.
shall not be
They
named.
that shall not be named. Ooh, child.
We just gonna call him Baltimore.
Baltimore.
But anyway,
I'm not the only one. Gabby says she dated 3 dudes with the same name. It is not just me.
And we shall not name that one either.
We're not gonna name them.
You know what? I got 2 with similar names. You know, they was there. They was the same when you think about it. Yeah,
Maybe
no, they
that's
was the same.
thing. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's just like a.
And they
a
shall not be
universal.
named either.
the fact
not
that I
gonna
know
name
all
these
these
people.
names,
At least I would never mix up their names.
right? This is
Right.
true.
Right.
You can
I,
never
on
say
the
I
other
called you another
hand-
man's name. Never.
That's a good point. But
That
I
is
be
a
giving
very
them
good point. You
nicknames
would
and I
never
still
slip
mess
up.
Well,
I can't stand y'all. But again, it just goes to show that there's just some certain simple, common sense rules that apply for girls in general. Just look after your homegirl, basically.
look after your homegirl.
Yeah, look after each other. Make sure each other is good. Make sure if your friend is crying and carrying on, they need a friend, they need a hand, they need to cry, they need to vent. Just be there.
Yeah.
That's
Let
all.
them be your wall to slide down. It's
Um,
okay.
What? I never heard
Everybody need a friend that they can slide down their wall when they get results that they don't want to believe that they got. Everybody need a friend, huh, Q?
Thank you for being a friend.
Oh,
Thank you for being a friend.
oh, yeah.
If it's
But
in
y'all-
touch with our last episode.
So, I just want to touch bases real quick because y'all know June 13th is coming up, right? We got
Baby day.
AB Day.
for the magical, lovely June 13th. For those of you who don't know, that is the International Albinism Awareness Day. So we will be going live that Sunday to just kind of talk and celebrate about albinism, our experiences, kind of bring in some of our friends onto the show to kind of give some of their insights and what it's like for them. If you guys have any questions, if you have any comments, anything you want to know, anything, just leave it in the messages below. Like the show, share, subscribe, share, like it,
Subscribe again.
share it
Period.
again, comment, and then subscribe one more time.
Yes. And tell a friend.
and then, but if you do that, you guys will be able to join us live on that show. And then that way we can kind of interact with you all and kind of just go deep into all things albinism, especially Black albinism. And for next week, though, I don't know what are we going to talk about next week, y'all.
What are we going to talk about? It's a surprise.
Maybe that's a surprise. Yeah,
that is a surprise.
Surprise them.
Okay, so it's going to be a juicy surprise next week.
There you go.
Sure, but we're going to find us something juicy to throw at you. I think we're going to do a twofer next week.
A twofer.
Let's do a twofer. Let's do a mild and a spicy. How about that?
Okay.
All right, so next week we're going to do a twofer, you guys. We're going to split the show into, we're going to do a half mile for us that can handle but so much. And then the rest of the show, we're going to advise y'all to just turn it off because it's going to get spicy. Like, you need some, yeah. So don't forget, tune in next time. This is another dose of Melanin Not Included. I am your girl, Poison Cree.
I am Gab Galore.
I'm Brittani Bentayga.
It's your girl Q.
We are out of here.
Out of here.
Work.